is an update of the multi-billion-dollar BODO Road and Bridge project which is currently ongoing in the Niger Delta region of Nigeria. Julius Berger Nigeria PLC has intensified work on the BODO Road project and has delivered the third and critical Nanabe Creek Bridge as a Christmas gift to the members of the operational communities and other stakeholders. The company is constructing the first road link from BODO to BONNY Island, a key industrial hub in the Niger Delta area and a contributor to the country's economic growth. The contract comprises the construction of a 39 km long road, cross-culvert, 2 mini bridges spanning 23 meters each, and 2 creek bridges, which are Alpha Creek Bridge, about 530 meters long, and Nanabe Creek Bridge, which is about 640 meters long. This is in addition to constructing a major river bridge of about 750 meters over the Opobo Channel. The project is a tripartite agreement between the federal government, Nigeria Liquefied Natural Gas, and Julius Berger Nigeria PLC. Stakeholders have praised the management of NLNG company as well as the leadership of the operational communities and the Peace Committee for the excellent relationship that has expedited project execution. Julius Berger Nigeria PLC splitted work on the site into 3 zones: filling, loading, and bridge works to accelerate the construction process. Still focusing on the Opobo Channel Bridge, it was noted that the river embankment sand filling was proceeding, even as workers were busy preparing 3 more decks for casting and connecting with the old bridge. The ultimate goal is the installation of the parapet. Currently, sand filling is actually ongoing at the Alpha Creek Bridge approach. Beyond the bridge, on the approach to the Opobo Channel Bridge, more sand filling work has been done to raise the level of the road under construction 3 meters higher to level it with the height of the bridge. Recall that sometimes ago last year, the federal government of Nigeria, through the Ministry of Works, assured the host communities of the BODO Road and Bridge project in Rivers State of the completion of the BODO Road and Bridge project by April 2024. However, it was not completed at that time. The minister gave the assurance during a meeting with the delegation of the BODO Road Peace Committee in Abuja at the time. The BODO Road project, which was awarded to Julius Berger Nigeria PLC by the previous administration, stands out as a catalyst for economic revolution in the Niger Delta region. Before 2025, only about 84% of the project has so far been completed. The government actually noted that the partnership for this project was entered into in 2017 between the federal government of Nigeria via the Federal Ministry of Works and NLNG on modalities for the funding of the project. At a point, Julius Berger Nigeria PLC packed their equipment and left the site due to the high cost of materials. However, the government was actually wondering why Julius Berger PLC was no longer on site despite their commitment under the agreement to deliver within the revised date of completion. At the time, the government of Nigeria took decisive steps and noted that no equipment must be allowed to be moved out of the site. Julius Berger was also to complete the project as agreed and as signed, and nothing had removed that responsibility, which they willingly on their own part signed. Also recall that the BODO Road project was augmented to 199 billion naira, of which Julius Berger Nigeria PLC and NLNG entered into an agreement or a signed agreement that the project could not be varied, which means that the project cost cannot be increased. The construction of this project had long been overdue. Julius Berger Nigeria PLC had revealed that the BODO Road project, awarded in 2017, would have been completed earlier if not for contractual differences. The company also went ahead to assure its commitment to completing the remaining sections using advanced concrete technology and state-of-the-art equipment. The federal government and Julius Berger Nigeria PLC were locked in prolonged negotiations over the BODO Road project, culminating in an April directive giving the company until the end of 2024 to complete the project. The ultimatum followed the Minister of Works' rejection of the company's 28 billion naira variation demand on the 82% completed project, with the government offering 20 billion instead. According to the former permanent secretary of the Ministry of Works, the 199.923 billion naira contract was initially scheduled for completion by December 2023, with a clause barring further variations. The 39 km road project, the first to connect BONNY Island to the rest of Rivers State by land, remains a critical infrastructure project. Due to the contract entered into by Julius Berger and NLNG on prohibition of further variation, the Minister of Works warned that if the contractor failed to accept the government terms and resume work, the earlier 14-day ultimatum, which had already expired, would be reactivated. However, it was a good thing that the problem was resolved and the contractors went back to site, and work is currently ongoing on the BODO road and bridge project. The most recent development on site is that Julius Berger site workers are constructing rigid concrete pavement and road using specialized international equipment from Germany. With an array of equipment ranging from mobile concrete batching plants, concrete mixer, concrete pumps, concrete pavers to concrete boom placers, the company is pushing so hard to complete the job and meet the deadline. In addition, the contractor is building about 5.50 kilometers of concrete roads with pavement on the island. Due to the extremely challenging soil conditions on the main BODO road and expected long-term settlement of up to 30 cm over a period of 30 years, the contract for the job did not ask for concrete constructions on the road except for the island roads. This is an innovative approach to modern-day construction. The BONNY road project has been on the conscience of the nation for decades. The road is supposed to link BONNY to the mainland. The reason why stakeholders say this road is hanging on the conscience of the nation is because of the value the country derives from the conducive atmosphere and accommodation provided by the BONNY Kingdom. There are numerous vital organizations that are valuable to government operating there, and of course, the NLNG is there too. Much of the revenue occurring through this giant go to the federal government of Nigeria. Inaugurated more than 47 years ago, the multi-billion-naira BODO bridge and road project in Rivers State had suffered series of setbacks due to funding challenges. The project, targeted at easing transportation problems of BONNY community and its environs, will be the first link road to the island as earlier stated. The island, hosting the Nigerian liquefied natural gas and other oil company, has boats and helicopters as the only means of transportation. Angered by the heaps of yams and toiletries seen awaiting transportation to BONNY Island through boats, the government of Nigeria pledged that the long-abandoned project will be undertaken and completed. The government had also noted that the project had suffered several challenges over the years, observing that the contractor had abandoned the site because it was not fully funded. It was on this backdrop that the federal government of Nigeria signed a tripartite agreement of 120 billion naira with NLNG and Julius Berger Nigeria PLC for the construction and completion of the BODO road and bridge project in the Niger Delta region. At the Memorandum of Understanding signing ceremony, NLNG offered to pay 50% of the total cost of the project, while the federal government took responsibility of the remaining 50%. The project would have been completed in 2022. However, due to unforeseen constraints and delays, the contractor could not complete the project, hence it spilled over to the new administration. And due to the excessive inflation that hit the country recently, there was need for variation. However, Julius Berger had already shot itself in the leg by signing that agreement with NLNG that there was not going to be any other variation until the completion of the project. But of course, the project needed to be completed and the contractor needed more money to work due to hyperinflation that hit the country. This was the reason the federal government and Julius Berger had serious issues and the project was stalled for a short period of time. However, the issue was later resolved and Julius Berger is currently back on site. With another agreement freshly entered into, the government of Nigeria has given Julius Berger, the contractor on the BODO road project, 6 months to complete and deliver the project. The government has also disclosed that about 280 billion naira has been approved for the project. This was to make sure the BODO road project is successfully completed without hitches. Guys, do well to drop your honest comment, tell us what you think, don't forget to subscribe and share. Thank you.